Every single review just gives you a bunch of different features and you are still absolutely confused which is the best choice for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you just the very specific features that you actually need to pay attention to understand which is the best choice for you based on your specific case. And on top of that, I have some discounts and crazy bonuses if you use my affiliate links, so check out all of the links in the description. When it comes to Flodesk automations, it has some of the basic automations out there like freebie delivery, nurture series. However, honestly, it's lacking quite a lot. You don't have any advanced conditions, you don't have multi-trigger workflows, no split testing, no page visited tracking, no e-commerce triggers. It's really only really suited for very simple sequences and some nurture flows, and that's it. So honestly, I would say even maybe a 5 to 6 out of 10. By the way, I have created a document of 50 best growth hacks used by the biggest marketers out there. Check the link below. When it comes to interface, it's honestly very simple. It's very clean, very intuitive. It's extremely beginner friendly because, as I mentioned before, it doesn't really have a lot of automation features, and I will discuss some other things as well. But because it's lacking a lot of stuff, it makes it super simple. So it's a 10 out of 10. There are some other softwares that I would say are maybe as simple as this, but they have a lot more features. By the way, I created a blueprint for the best business model out there, so check the description. When it comes to landing pages, one thing to note is they do have very beautiful landing pages, very beautiful templates. And this obviously depends, it's subjective. I'll show you later a bit how the design looks. But it's easy to customize, but it's limited to the flexibility of how much you can actually customize. And there is no A/B testing, no advanced analytics, none that kind of stuff. So you'll have a few templates that look nice, but if you need something a bit more, it really doesn't provide it, hence it's only 6 out of 10. When it comes to forms, there are some, again, very beautiful templates. This might be subjective, but they are very modern, nice looking templates. And it's great aesthetic for creators, actually even different fields. However, the customization again is very light, and there's no A/B testing, no more advanced features, so it's only 7 out of 10. When it comes to newsletter designer, again, when it comes to the visual aspect, it's very nice builder. It has some gorgeous templates with typography, layout options. However, it just doesn't have some advanced features like no dynamic content, no A/B testing for content, none of those basic type of things that you really actually need for your email marketing software. Hence, it's only 7 out of 10, even though visually it does look very nice. When it comes to e-commerce, it integrates with Shopify and other platforms via Zapier, so you'll need to pay extra if it's other platforms. You have some basic purchase tagging, but no native abandoned cart recovery, no product recommendations. Really, it's lacking a lot. It's only maybe like a 5 to 6 out of 10. So, unique features. First of all, they have unlimited everything plan, and I'll show you in a second what that exactly means. But this is the one thing that why this software really is popular. And then also I would say another feature that's a little bit standout feature is that what I mentioned before, they do have a lot of great looking design templates if you like that specific style that they provide. When it comes to Flodesk pricing, it's very interesting actually because they have these 3 different options. But the one thing you have to understand, the free plan, it's actually just to grow. You can't actually send any emails. You can only collect emails and that's it to grow your list. But when you start collecting emails, you want to start sending emails right away. So it doesn't even make sense, honestly, to go with this plan. I would never suggest it. There are better softwares that provide free plans. And then you have the Pro, and you also have the Everything. And with the Pro, the really interesting thing here is usually it's based on subscriber amount, but here there's no subscriber amount. It starts at $38
and that's the only option. It doesn't go up as well. It's unlimited emails, unlimited subscribers, unlimited workflows, and this really kind of depends. So here they have this basically thing where they show you, okay, no matter how many subscribers you get, it's going to cost you the same amount. And they say if you have 25,000 subscribers, on average is $75, which I think actually it's a lot less. If you're using something like Sender or MailerLite, you're actually going to be paying less than $38. It's going to be cheaper to start out, and they actually even have free plans as well. So you can actually start out much cheaper. Where it might be interesting is if you start getting more subscribers. If let's say you have 10,000 subscribers, now you're still only paying those, if you're doing monthly, $38 a month. And here it says average $250, but actually I would say if you're using Sender, MailerLite, it's going to be somewhere around like $100. But that's basically around one third of this price. So it is a lot cheaper if you have a ton of subscribers. And obviously if you go more and more, it's going to be great. But this is again just for kind of like, as I explained, other feature just for the basic stuff. And if you want to go with everything plan, this includes payments and checkouts, sales funnels, selling products, basically all of these sales features. And that is $64 a month. Again, the same type of principle, it's not going to change. However, I would say that keep in mind that the sales pages, the funnels, all of this stuff is very basic. So most likely you will end up getting a separate software that does all of your sales. You don't want to rely on just selling using Flodesk, and that's it. So who is Flodesk best for? Honestly, it's only really best if you're going to send a lot of basic emails, and that's it. You don't care about all the automations, advanced segmentations, all of these more advanced features like the landing pages, the forms, and all of that. And if you have a huge list as well, as I explained with the pricing, if you have a small list, it doesn't really make sense. But if you have a big list, it's only $38 a month. So you're going to save a lot of money if that is your goal. However, I would say that honestly, if you get a software that's going to have a bit more of automation features, it's going to have maybe A/B testing, so you can increase your conversion rates a lot. You're going to make so much more money. So I would advise honestly to invest a little bit more money and get a different software, because you are sacrificing all of these automation features that can really grow your business a lot.
When it comes to Mailchimp automations, it has all of sort of the main automations that you will need. So all the basic things like purchases, link clicks, tagging. However, important thing is that split testing is only available for campaigns, no deep inside automation flows, which is really a huge thing that you will need, a huge downside. Another thing is there's no true multi-trigger automations. So again, something that might really affect your email campaigns. So honestly, I'm not very impressed compared to other tools. It's only a 6 out of 10. When it comes to ease of use, I would say that it's pretty polished interface. It looks pretty nice. They have some guides how to set up. However, the dashboard can be a little bit busy, especially for beginners. And it's just kind of like a little bit overwhelming. It takes some time to get used to it, so it's a 7 out of 10. When it comes to landing pages, they do have quite a few modern templates. They have a drag and drop builder. It even supports A/B testing. However, that is only on the higher plans, something to keep in mind. And it's a little bit limited in terms of customization compared to actual page builders or even some of the other page builders in email marketing tools. So it's an 8 out of 10. When it comes to forms, you get all of the embeds, pop-ups available with different styling options, the editor. It integrates directly within automations and tags. The only downside here really is that they have fewer templates and it's just a little bit limited visually how much basically you can design it yourself, how many things you can adjust. So it's a 7 out of 10. When it comes to newsletter designer, it's pretty versatile, a lot of different templates, brand kit, dynamic content support.
built-in A/B testing for subject lines as well, send times, and content blocks, kind of like all of the stuff that you will need and then you will most likely find on other tools as well. Nothing crazy, but nothing bad either. It's an 8 out of 10. When it comes to e-commerce, a store, they have integrations with Shopify, WooCommerce, Stripe. I would say quite a few different integrations. They provide simple things like abandoned cart recovery, product recommendations, purchase tagging, and you have built-in store option as well if you want to sell some digital or physical products. Obviously, I would just suggest to use a tool separately for that, but it's not too bad in terms of e-commerce. It's an 8 out of 10. When it comes to AI features, they have some copywriting assistant. This is mostly for subject lines and body tags. This is what most email marketing softwares have. They do have now some predictive segmentation, but this is still very much in beta and I wouldn't rely on it too much. Send time optimization, which is kind of nice, and a lot of other email marketing tools have some content suggestions. No AI driven automations yet, so not very advanced, but just because they have this beta here, I will give them an 8 out of 10. When it comes to unique features, I wouldn't say there's anything unique per se. The only thing I can think of is that they also provide some social posting and sort of like ad creation stuff and postcard marketing. But honestly, I would just keep in mind that are you actually going to use these different tools, because they're not very advanced if compared to like if you're just using let's say social media scheduler by itself. So this is kind of unique, but maybe not actually useful.
When it comes to Mailchimp pricing, so first of all, they do have completely free plan, and by the way, there's a few very important things here I will explain. But the free plan is actually only up to 500 subscribers, and you can only send 1,000 emails. But honestly, you can't do any automations. It's missing all of the important features. Honestly, it's really a useless plan. I don't think you should. If you're going to go for a free plan, don't go with Mailchimp. You can't do anything really. Even if you're gonna go with Mailchimp, you're gonna start with a paid plan. So for paid plans, few very important things. So first of all, this seems very cheap right now, but this is because they just have this 50% discount for the first year. I don't know if it's just a promo right now, but as you can see, the real price is $110 a month for 10,000 subscribers on Essential plan, and Standard plan is $135 and Premium is $350. And let me tell you a couple of important things. So this might seem okay, it's not too bad, $110. However, when you look at the different automation flows, this only provides up to 4 flow steps, which honestly, most likely you will run out very quick. And actually, when it comes to all of these other features that are super important, when it comes to like the automations, the sending, advanced segmentations, the Essential plan doesn't include any of that. So really, you're not going to go with Essential plan. You're going to go with either the Standard or you're going to go with the Premium plan. So the Premium plan is $135, which is a little bit more on the expensive side. And another thing here is that you're limited how many emails you can send. So you can send 120,000 emails, 12 emails per contact, which means that you might run out of the emails sent before you run out of contacts. So if you have 10,000 subscribers, you actually might need to get a plan for 15,000 to be able to send 18 emails per basically one subscriber. And then the price, as you can see, increases to $230, so it increases quite a lot. And honestly, when it comes to the features, this price tag is really quite a lot for considering all of the different features that you get and you don't get. I would say that it's really overpriced. I think Mailchimp is just the oldest software out there. It's the biggest known name. That's why they can really overcharge you by quite a lot. Really, this is probably, I would say, the worst value for money that you can get when it comes to pricing.
So who is it best for? Honestly, I really don't understand why people use Mailchimp. for me, compared to all of the other email marketing softwares, it's way overpriced, and it's actually more expensive and gives you worse features than other email marketing softwares. So I don't understand. I think it's just the oldest and the biggest tool. Hence, it's still very, very popular because a lot of people just have heard of MailChimp and they just sign up for it. But honestly, there are other tools that are much better and much cheaper.
By the way, I have also made an ultimate video comparing all of the different softwares, so go check that out, link in description. And don't forget, I have special discounts and crazy bonuses if you use my affiliate link. So if you enjoyed this, check out all of those links.